Nini.
All right, let's get back to City Hall that is engulfed in a standoff. We understand some MCAs on Wednesday night camped at the Assembly, alleging that MCAs allied to Nairobi Governor Mike Mbuvi Sonko were planning to pass the 2020-2021 budget. The MCAs who spent the night at the Assembly accused their counterparts of wanting to pass the financial year budget without the approval of the entire House. The impasse led to the arrest of former clerk Jacob Ngwele, who was taken to the Central Police Station. Budget reading is supposed to be read next Tuesday, but estimates are supposed to be passed today. KTN's Jesse Rogers has been covering this story for us since morning and now joins us live with an update. Jesse, what is going on?
Well, I can get you clearly, Michelle. Basically, that is what's transpiring. We've witnessed drama in the hours of early morning right here at the Nairobi County Assembly, all in regards to the budget estimates that are set to be passed today. Various factions opposing what is said to be that particular faction of the money that is set aside for the Nairobi Metropolitan Service. With me right now, just to paint a clearer picture, is a minority whip in Mwatok, just to help us understand what exactly is meant to transpire even later on at 2:30. Thank you so much for availing yourself. Help us understand what exactly was the cause of the drama that we witnessed in the wee hours of today morning.
No, the drama started yesterday night when we had information that the Excellency, the Governor, and the former Majority Leader, and that's Abdi Hassan Ibrahim, had planned to come and evict the Speaker at 4 by taking over the Assembly so that they can install a Speaker by the name Bishop, so that they can table irregular estimates before the County Assembly. So we came, the 69 members of the County Assembly yesterday at 11, so Assembly, as you can see us, some of us we've never changed. We came to protect the sanctity and independence of the County Assembly. Because as we were speaking a day before yesterday, we are all in Central Bank, whereby the County Assembly has been denied an opportunity to have cash, including even their own salaries, by the same governor and the CC for Finance. So we came here yesterday at 11 p.m. And by 4, there was a multitude of more than 500 goons accompanied by the former clerk, Jacob Ngwele, who was arrested in the morning at 4 a.m. and was taken to Central Police Station. And Guyos ran away with more than 200 goons around, supervised the entire night yesterday by the same governor, Mike Mbuvi Sonko. So we came here to protect the sanctity of the Assembly and independence of the Assembly.
So in regards to the position leaderships in terms of the Jubilee Party, are there any changes? There has been word that there's a list that was actually released by the party. Do you know of this?
You know, we don't speak on behalf of the Jubilee. This is a house of precedents, and precedents has to be followed. We have no issue with the Jubilee Party in terms of their leadership. What we are saying, the President, the Speaker pronounced herself. The Speaker is the supremo of the House. When the Speaker pronounced herself on anything, it becomes binding to all the members of the County Assembly, including the parties. Therefore, what we are urging the Jubilee Party to follow precedent that we set. Because even in the same House, the former minority leader was removed from the Assembly. There was a precedent which was set under a standing order. The Jubilee Party, not the Jubilee Party, because the President is very clear. Look the way Aden Duale was removed. It was procedural, following the standing order, following the party manifesto. But on the other side, Jubilee is divided. There is one side which feels aggrieved, and the Speaker has to protect each individual rights before the County Assembly.
Speaking of protecting individual rights, we well know of the allocations, which you've just mentioned that this might be the source of the push and pull. In terms of the allocations made to NMS, what exactly is your side actually pushing for, and what are your rivals against?
Number one, us on our side, we support the President and His Excellency, the Prime Minister, fully. That the NMS was the gift for Nairobians, as you can see all over the town. And we believe that the budget that is being now forward before the County Assembly does not reflect the fact and the substratum of what's supposed to be. And we feel that if the President decided in the wisdom that NMS has to be allocated funds out of our revenue share, then it means, as we talk now, the county government of Nairobi has collected less than 8.5 billion for financial year, which means now you cannot purport to bring our OX budget, which does not reflect the reality on the ground. That the NMS, out of 4 functions, inside their sub-function, about 19 sub-functions. So we feel that the budget should be actually reflecting the times and the way things are currently in the county government of Nairobi.
So what's meant to transpire later on at 2:30?
Basically, there's nothing going to transpire today because we expect the Budget Committee is still working on the budget to make sure they are aligned to the facts of the issues. And one of the members here, he can share his experienced chair for budget for more than 5 years, be the budget chairman. I'll give him a chance maybe to shed more why we feel that this budget has to be looked clearly with a vision of Nairobi, not individualistic. I can welcome the former chair of the budget committee. Can share more about the budget.
Okay, briefly, let's just get a little bit more insights about the budget. Just as he's mentioned, the committee is still sitting with this. What exactly should we expect?
Yeah, thanks a lot. We, as a budget committee, we are trying to make sure that the budget we are going to give to Nairobians is as realistic as possible. Because previously, they brought a budget of about 40 billion, and in actual sense, from the central government, we got around 14 billion, and from the local revenues, we were able to get less than 10 billion. So in total, it's 24 billion. So you cannot do a budget of more than 30 billion and it becomes realistic. And they are trying to force that. So that is actually what we are opposed to. And as a budget committee, we are putting our feet down, and we are going to ensure that the realities are what is reflected in the budget.
So in terms of realities and reflecting, when exactly should we expect the final submissions in terms of the budget?
The final submissions, most probably we are going to do it next week. Next week. We are working on it. Throughout this weekend, we'll have done it, I think, by around Wednesday, Thursday. So people should expect it.
Okay. Imotok, briefly, back to you. Perhaps you can also shed light on the politics that is currently being witnessed right here. Does this actually play a part in impeding the service delivery to the Nairobians?
Exactly, it's impeding the service delivery for Nairobians. Basically, when you look at things, last week Justice Wasilwa pronounced herself on the legality of NMS, and he gave a window period of 3 months. Even the takeover of the assembly is by design, that the Governor Sonko and his goons, led by one Hassan Abdi Guyo, wants to take charge of assembly so that assembly cannot regularize what Justice Wasilwa required of us, so that he can put a legal speaker that cannot be able to regularize what the president wants. Okay. And as we are putting our foot, that NMS must work for Nairobians, and all Nairobians can see currently, when you go to Mukuru, when you go to Kenyatta Avenue, things are happening. And that's why the majority of MCAs are saying here, no, Governor Sonko, relax. Allow the Director General to work for Nairobians and the President to deliver his services.
Well, thank you so much. That's Imotok, the minority whip right here at the Nairobi County Assembly, basically giving us what exactly has been transpiring since the wee hours of today morning. As he's mentioned, this particular impasse is set on the appropriation or the budget estimates that are set to be passed by the Budget Committee as early as Tuesday next week. We'll continue camping right here at the Nairobi County Assembly just to make sure you're duly informed about what is meant to transpire. Back to you in studio.